Okay, I'm concerned more about the fights because that's how Max has been gaining the advantage as well, right? So, to be honest, I kind of like the CMF lineup, but this is really reliant on Koshai getting the catch. If he gets a Silky Imprint, yes, I think CMF are in for a wonderful game. But if he doesn't, like if you can burst down the Flowborn tank, if you can take Kitty out before the actual fight starts, then, you know, Max are in for a rough time. They're not very tanky.
You bring up an excellent point here because one thing's for sure, this early to mid game here falls in heavily for CMF's mid and roam. If Koshai, like you mentioned, can pull in Kitty, can display Star King, and get those kills going for side of Anthem and Knight, that is definitely the dream scenario for CMF. Because if you look at this game tree, CMF's composition, they're taking the Max route, and Max composition, they're taking the CMF route of game 1 and game 2. So it's a very different playstyle from both teams in this game tree.
Yeah, we have to take a look at the mid laners in this game. Chigiri and Koshai are going to be that foundation for the team to find success, right? Now, the roams are going to be very important as well. Star King needs to get the CC in. Illmatic, though, needs to get the heal down. So it really is so many different factors coming together to hope that they can have a great game.
And an interesting lane swap as well coming in for the side of CMF to dodge away the difficult lane counters for the side of Team Max here. So I would say a very good lane start at the very least for CMF to start to play towards the early power spike.
Okay, they wanted to catch the life of Shimo with the help of Koshai. Unable to find it, but no, the benefit is that they can actually come and contest for this. If they get this buff and camp, that'll be great for the side of CMF. But Shimo, you know who he is. He's not going to allow that.
Yep, he gets a successful secure there on the fire break in towards the top side here. Top side is definitely the party here coming in for both of these squads, putting a lot of pressure on towards Shimo, especially in this lane.
I'm just curious to see how does this translate, because if you make the lane swap, right, Anthem by calculation should be able to win and get as many camps, get the last hits, get the gold in his favor. It's not happening though.
And it's not happening as of this point here, but at the very least CMF, they do secure one neutral lane in their side lanes here, because in terms of counter, Byron doesn't do well into Charlotte. Arlie doesn't do well into Channel here, so by swapping this dynamic, at the very least you get one neutral lane going on. Yes, Jeff does get the free farm, but in return, Anthem also gets free farm on their Arlie.
I like it. So it's a balancing act between the two teams at this point, right? But for now, they're getting quite a lot of free damage on the bottom side. And I haven't seen any big plays coming out from Knight. Knight has been really silent in the first part of the game, and right as I say that, this is the kind of aggression I want to see from him.
They're chunking out the main vision provider coming in for the side of Team Max here, forcing Star King to back away and to respect the river vision that can be generated by Knight on this Yang Jian here that you mentioned here. Early game wise, much more quiet, but look at Koshai and also Illmatic here. They want to look for Kitty though, but Kitty not giving them the opportunity to do so.
There's no kill potential there, right? I mean, it's great that they have the information, but I need CMF to show us what they can do. What is this decision that you're gonna make now that you know the rotations of Kitty?
I think it's really down to how they find the opportunity, right? But this opportunity needs to be followed up with potentially Anthem and also Knight's DPS. Because if you look at Koshai and Illmatic, they don't have enough damage to potentially burst down Kitty like you mentioned here. So it comes down to how they control that 3v3, 4v4 in the mid lane later on, especially during the Tyrant fights.
And Max is playing so carefully, right? If you take a look at the way that they're positioning themselves, they're always staying just out of range of Koshai's second skill. If he were in the bush, I don't think he can get the catch as well.
Yeah, which is a very well-played thing by Team Max, respecting the range and vision. As long as they don't see Koshai on the map, Team Max is like, okay, we'll give you this control, we'll wait for you to show first so Kitty doesn't get pulled in by the Silky Imprints and get displaced here. But right now, 4th minute on the mark here, we do see a 5-man stack in towards the mid lane here coming in from CMF.
Okay, they want to try and catch out Knight here. Will be forced to move back on the side of Kitty and Chigiri as well. Chigiri actually falling quite low. This is a great situation for CMF.
Yeah, Chigiri having to burn the flash. No ultimate here coming in for this 4th minute team fight here. Max though does want to go for this 5v5 approach here. Both teams are standbying themselves in this Tyrant pick here. We do see coming in from Knight.
Yep, Star King is falling very low. Forced to use the flash as well. On the back backlines. They get the portal Shigiri. Maybe they get the first blood, but no! Knight has been taken down by Kitty. Max have completely turned this around, and right now the prize is on the board. More kills, and the Tyrant potentially for the taking as well. Kitty starts working down on it. They will send Starking home, and Max somehow turn this in their favor.
That's the bounce house coming in from the floorboard tag. One an easy jungle, one a strong one. Play the floorboard tag, and this is a repeat of what we saw in the previous games. Tyrant directly straight into the Crimson Golem here. This is yet another jungle crisis for the side of CMF's Knight.
It's a blunder. We can't sugarcoat it. It's a blunder, right? That's not supposed to happen. And to lose your life at that point, not only do you lose the Tyrant, you lose the Crimson buff as well. Kitty has been taking every single Crimson Golem from CMF. And this, not just this game, he's been taking it since game number 1.
And you don't like it. If you're a jungle mate and all of your Crimson Golems get stolen away by your opponent, you're gonna definitely be feeling like, hey guys, can I get a Crimson Golem? Anthem want a Crimson Golem. Easily early, he will enjoy one and outkite Shimo, but nah. Max is like, nope, you lost the fight. It's mine now.
Yeah, the biggest difference maker here, I feel, is Starking. Starking has been consistently getting those cannon blasts, right? Koshai, on the other hand, has not been able to find a catch for the team at all.
Oh, look at the cannon blast, like you mentioned here, putting so much pressure here, pushing CMF's members here. Although it's a 3v3, it does choke them out of that tower defense here. The goalie is starting to slowly dwindle into the pockets of Team Max here. Not as fast as game 1 or game 2, but right now, Team Max fully in control.
Oh, Psychonoia, he's going to be pushed back into the welcoming arms on the side of Team Max. Can they finish the job? Psychonoia, one more hit will do the job. They will get the finish onto it. And Illmatic, he is low. The chase down happens. One more hit should be able to do it. He will run, but Starking, he doesn't want to allow that to happen. Pushes him away. No more heals for the side of CMF. T1 in the middle under pressure now. Team Max is all up to them. What can they do? They dive in. Chigiri will have to give his life, but there's a consolation prize for CMF.
Yeah, CMF gets a trading kill here. They do get that Crimson Golem once again, but a nice pull here coming in from Koshai.
Yep, they forced the flash from Starking. A little bit too overzealous. Knight, he has to fall again, maybe. At this point, they will not overchase Max. The damage is done. They're going to be able to put more pressure on the T1 in the mid.
I feel like Starking is really good at baiting out some of these spells coming in from CMF. Every time we pan over to Starking, it's either he's low or he's baiting here. We do see a flash engage coming from Psychonoia, but there's no follow-up here coming in from CMF.
Yeah, I think they're just a little bit uncomfortable. Kitty did not have his ultimate available as well, while he did have a smite. Max has been really consistent about, let's not take too much of a risk here.
Yeah, risk mitigated. They do indeed secure that Azure Golem for us out of CMF, so that's still something in return here. But good news, CMF, if you look at Force Knight, he's the richest in the game.
No way! He's done here. He has to be. Knight will be taken down. Shimo gets the kill, and that is a free T1 on the top side in the middle. They can't find another opening as well. Team Max, they win all the way. Here comes Starking with another nice two-man stun.
Just as I praised that Knight was the richest in the game, he immediately gets picked off. Sorry, CMF fans. It's my fault. I know it. I cursed him. I'm sorry.
Yep, you can find him at Dash. But with that being said, okay, script-wise, for Max's story, this is exactly what they want to happen, right? Kitty has a decent lead in terms of EXP and control around the map. Chikiri has been finding a knockup. Starking is just being a menace at this point.
Starking is landing blast after blast on towards the base of CMF, and they have no answers towards this Motsu as of now. And you can see, Max control, totally in control of Max.
Yep, Koshai is going to be the first one to fall, but the big target here is the T2 at the bottom if they can make that work. Unfortunately, not going to have a minion wave. The T1 in mid is the next potential target. Team Max just playing the map really well.
Not just well, they're absolutely in control right now. And with those searing shots, searing signals landing on towards the mid lane here, this mid tower is not long for the wall. Kitty tanking up front, Psychonoia getting taken down at the start of the fight.
Yeah, big kills, and the T1 has been guaranteed. They want to look for the final target. Night falls again. Psychonoia as well, leaving 3 very squishy heroes to defend.
There's just no answers coming in for the side of CMF Esports here. Every single move that they have invested in their rotations, in their laning phase, all being taken down by Team Max's aggression here. If we talk about Game 1, Game 2, they have the late game team composition. Game 3, they have nothing to make a comeback.
It's not looking good. Let's be honest about that. And Team Max, the game plan here has been completely different, right? It's not about, hey, let's secure more objectives. They're forcing CMF to take fights. You have to go and party with Max.
You have to party. If you don't party and you don't force out these skirmishes in your buffs, you're potentially going to be losing every single resource during the timer when it actually respawns here. But right now, you don't have gold. You don't have the power spike. What can you do to make a comeback here? There's not a lot of engages here, and Koshai hasn't been the most accurate with those silky imprints.
We need Coach Chai to step up. He needs to be the guy. He is the one member that will change the fate of CMF. All he has to do is to get the relevant catch.
Oh, he gets the catch though, on towards Team Mozi, on towards Star King though, but Star King just walks out peacefully. Peace out.
Yeah, I mean, he's called the Peacekeeper, right? So with that, Team Max, they will be able to push them off. And CMF T2 is not going to be able to be protected. Max gets another one. And once again, we are back at the same place. 10 minutes on the clock. T3s are the only line of defense left for CMF.
Feels like a deja vu from game 1 all the way to game 3. The storyline has been really consistent for the side of Team Max in controlling the first 10 minutes of the game. And right now, CMF, they're looking to see if they can try to rush out this Shadow Tyrant here. But Team Max not giving them any single chance. Silky Imprint does land on towards Kitty though. But there's just not enough any damage source for the side of CMF to realistically turn down this big raid boss.
Okay, Shimo, he's going to give his life at this point as a potential. But with that, they buy more time. Team Max actually secures the Shadow Tyrant off of that distraction. And 6-1, not the biggest kill score in the game, but a huge goal lead nonetheless. 8,000 gold in advantage to Team Max.
That's a humongous goal lead here. And with the relevant goal lead that Team Max actually has in their pockets here, maybe they just go for the double objective and look for that 13-minute game-winning mark here. So far, it's looking pretty desperate for CMF. They need a miracle play. Potentially a pull on towards Chigiri, potentially a pull on towards Jeff.
Yep. They're pushing them away. They can't get the kill. Kitty is too far ahead. He's level 13. They don't have enough damage. T3 should be a guarantee for the side of Team Max. They get the one at the top. And right now, CMF are at a loss for words. They don't have any options.
No options, no answers. They are outscaled and done and dusted in this game 3 here. Unless they find a miracle team fight. If not, they have no real answers coming back in towards this game. You can see CC's landing on towards Star King here, but there's just not enough damage to actually punish this Mozi.
You know what? They get the catch, but yeah, Star King is relatively untouched. He didn't lose a lot of health.
He doesn't. He just stands there, gets pulled in, has the boost of resistance to actually walk away from the Silky Imprint here. And you can see items coming in from Anthem, yet to finish the Daybreaker. On the side of Jeff, however, already working on towards his Doomsday, which is his 4th item of the game.
Yeah, Jeff is very far ahead. Jeff is at 10,000 gold, close to at this point. And Team Max, you know, they are looking really good. They take the Shadow Overlord. This is that marker you're asking for.
Yeah, we do see a ultimate here coming from Chigiri to chase down Nike here. The fight does break out. Health bars are being chunk low, but with Flasher, CMF does get themselves back towards safety here. But Overlords, Vanguards are joining the map. How does CMF respond? Because if they don't, this game might just be over.
You know what? They force CMF to use all their common spells. The only ones left are Psycho Noah's Flash and the Smite from Knight. I don't think this is going to be an easy defense if there's any at all. They will be able to get a couple of nice licks onto T3 at the bottom. Star King helps with Jeff finishing the job in the bottom side of the map. Once again, the cannon blast coming in from Star King has just been phenomenal.
Every single one hit generated pressure, generated immense value for Team Max to consistently push back CMF. So far, CMF, we have yet to see Koshai Illmatic pull off those good engages here coming in, but a lot of these big cannon blasts has been landing consistently on towards the men of CMF.
Yep, stun after stun. They want to go into the backlines. Here comes Kitty as well. Pushes them back. They get the finish from Jeff. And the Crystal is under damage, under tower. And it's going to be Team Max securing the 2nd win in this series. They are at series point.
Series points